Mr. Speaker, this week we will vote on bills to defund the police, sow the seeds for our next financial crisis, and remove any remaining fig leaf that we might hide behind when we insist that Congress is a co-equal branch of government. I'm, of course, referring to the highly misnamed Genius and Clarity Acts. Let's dive in. The way a tool is used, that's the purpose of the tool. If you watch a carpenter use a screwdriver, you can ignore someone who says that's a tool for hammering nails. Crypto's been around since 2009. Watch how people use crypto over the last 16 years, and you can ignore anyone who says this is a tool for legitimate finance because the tool is overwhelmingly used for crime. The Russians use crypto to evade sanctions and fund their war in Ukraine. The North Koreans use it to fund their nuclear program. Hamas used it to fund their October 7th attack. Fentanyl traffickers use it to get paid. All 100% of ransomware attacks in the United States get paid in crypto. That's a really good argument for legislation. And if the crypto industry did not want to hang out with criminals, they would have welcomed good legislation, but these bills are not that. The Clarity Act would exempt any platform that is the network for crypto transfers from any regulation at all. Now, that might be attractive to my Republican colleagues because Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial is one of those platforms. The Clarity Act would defund white-collar police by shifting most of these coins from the well-staffed, well-funded Securities and Exchange Commission to the much smaller CFTC. It would exempt whole classes of crypto, so-called meme coins, from any regulatory supervision. You know that Trump coin? That's a meme coin. It would allow normal, healthy public companies to evade all SEC regulation by tokenizing their stock so they can raise more money from less informed, less sophisticated, dumber investors. And finally, it would allow anyone to create a self-hosted wallet, basically like an online account, where you can transfer assets between anonymous users with absolutely no regulatory supervision. If your goal is to make money laundering easier, I have no idea how to make the Clarity Act better. And yet somehow the Genius Act manages to be even worse because it connects the fraud of crypto to the real financial system. The Genius Act is for so-called stable coins. I say so-called because they are neither stable nor are they coins. They are bits of computer code that you can buy and sell at any time, in theory, for one real US dollar. Now, as of May, there were 247 billion with a B dollars of stable coins in circulation. How's the tool used? 6% of them are used to buy things. Nearly 90% are used to provide a liquidity bridge between much shadier cryptocurrencies, the ones contemplated by the Clarity Act. Now, to state the obvious, no one will sell you a gallon of milk for a Trump coin, but they will take dollars. So criminals need stable coins so they can make crypto crime pay. And the blockchain, of course, doesn't fix this because smart criminals cover their tracks. And they've created these digital mixers that commingle lots of crypto together and spit out a clean, or shall we say, laundered blockchain. This is why the Treasury Department has described particularly offshore mixers as, quote, a primary money laundering concern. The United States Treasury Department. Now, of course, you can't make a profit buying and selling something at the same price, so the stablecoin issuers, like banks, want to earn interest on the dollars they hold, except that those issuers are not regulated like banks. And we saw this when Silicon Valley Bank collapsed a couple of years ago, and the price of the USDC stablecoin, which was supposedly worth $1, fell to 88 cents as the run on the bank exposed the company's failure to put their deposits in insured accounts. USDC only looks stable today because all you taxpayers bailed them out with the FDIC. The Genius Act makes this problem even worse by saying that in the event of a future bank run, those uninsured crypto deposits, the irresponsible depositors, they get a claim on money before your deposits, you as a good depositor. That puts every American's deposits at risk. Amendments were introduced to fix every one of those problems, and every one of them was rejected, which brings me to a final point. You know who really benefits from crypto? Corrupt politicians. Last week, the United Arab Emirates sent $2 billion to convicted money launderer Changpeng Zhao using coins issued by Donald Trump's family. It's $2 billion in their bank account. The Trump family will earn about $30 million off this transaction, and Mr. Zhao is now asking for a pardon. These bills will make all of those crimes easier, and if we build it, crime will come. So when the crime happens, when the president gets richer, when your bank fails, when your deposits are wiped out, when the crypto bubble pops, just don't say you weren't warned.
The gentleman's time has expired.
I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Williams, for 5 minutes.